What's good, y'all? It's like 6:19 in the morning. I ain't been to sleep yet. Just chilling. Just doing a lot of thinking about life in general. Life as a criminal, as my brother would say. That's pretty much the way my life's been. Life as a criminal. I did have like a 3-4 hour nap earlier, so I'm kind of good. But just doing a lot of thinking, trying to get my life in order. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. Like, did have my credit going good for a minute, but somebody I was relying on to keep my bills up while I went to jail for a little while. They messed up my bills and they had me so far behind that it was hard to catch up because I had other bills I had to pay, and then it messed up those bills. So now my credit's a little messed up from that, so I gotta fix that because I was really wanting to, like I'm trying to progress in life. Right now I'm living in a townhouse that I'm renting, and I got a kid on the way, and got my wife, and I don't want to constantly be like, getting things off other people, like renting things off other people or having things that are other people's, because I want to have everything my own, and for my family, I want them to have things. So my credit got a little messed up. I do have a job. I'm working, actually 2 jobs, but one's kind of like a part-time thing that I do just when they need me, and the other one's I work as a cook at a restaurant. But after 8.5 years of being locked up, it's like, man, I'm like, that's how far behind in life I am. I'm 8.5 years behind everyone else. I was 24 when I got locked up. I was 33 when I got out. And I still got to answer to them. I'm on probation for another 5 years. That ain't no fun. But it is what it is. I'll make it. Stressful times really get to me, though. I just wish people would understand sometimes. Like, I don't think my wife really understands, like, the stress that has really gotten to me in my life, and then I get upset about things and I stress her out. I don't mean to stress her out, or I get really upset about things. She may do things that I really don't like. I try to talk to her about it, but she don't care, I guess, everybody's like, man, women are gonna do what they want, and that seems to be the truth of it, you know what I mean? Women will do what they want. You can't stop them. You can try to prevent it, but it's pointless. I love my wife. I love her to death. I'd do anything for her. I believe I've proven that. And she does for me too. She really does. But there's like just a few things I just would like for her to do, but she can't do it, or she doesn't want to do it, like, or she feels like I'm trying to control her life or whatever. But nah, that ain't what it is. It's just the people she wants to associate with. I know are people that would bring her down, and we've been brought down enough in our life. I avoid a lot of people that I would love to, be around, because I love them, but there are people that I used to will and deal with, do tons of drugs with, drink, party, whatever, chase women, I just try to, like, give her the best advice, and she doesn't want to listen, and then it frustrates me, and then I get upset, and I start yelling or whatever, and she gets upset and wants to leave, but when you come to be married, it's like, you're supposed to see eye to eye and things, but it ain't that easy. You probably never will see eye to eye, but you should give 110% effort, you know, try to do what's right in your relationship. You know? I mean, I try to do everything right. You know, I ain't the best, I ain't perfect, but by no means. I got mental issues and everything else, but whatever. I'm just kind of talking about this right now because I want to let y'all know out there, whoever views into this, you know, you're not alone. You're not alone at all. We're all going through struggles, trials, tribulations, and things. You know, there's some of us that are addicts. There's some of us that, you know, are addicts trying to overcome our addiction. And, you know, there's some of us that are dealing with depression, mental illness, or, well, depression is a mental illness, but dealing with depression, you know, mental illness or job-related issues, you know, it's like, it's best just to try your hardest to be kind to people, you know, kind to everyone, you know. And, you know, sometimes you're going to get mad, get upset, you know. It is that way, but just do your best to be kind. Kill everyone with kindness, you know. You can't go wrong by doing that. You know, the Bible says, love thy neighbor as thyself, you know. If you're loving your neighbor as thyself, then you're doing everything right. You know, you're doing what you're supposed to do. You know? And there's a few other things God wants us to do, you know, it's written in the Bible. But, you know, love the Lord thy God, all thy heart, and all thy soul, and all thy might, you know, first. You know, then love thy neighbor as thyself, you know, and everything else will fall into place. I smoke cigarettes, you know. I still have a desire to want to drink, smoke, but all that comes from the stress. I want to, you know, I have a desire to smoke weed. And weed really, people have demonized weed. I used to think, because what people would say, you know, about weed, I was always like, man, you know, I'm sinning right now. I must be the most evilest person in the world. I even stopped going to church because I took a hit of a joint once and thought, you know, that I couldn't be forgiven for it, you know. Or I just thought I was like the worst, you know, the worst thing, because I took a hit of a joint. And it wasn't even like that. God don't look down at us like, man, you're evil. You're evil for smoking that joint. No, it's medicinal. Weed could be used for medicine. And that's what it's used for. You know, it's the other things. You know, when we smoke crack or do heroin or you know, things that, you know, consume pain medicine to the extreme, it's really destroying our body, destroying our mind. And that's something that shouldn't be. You know, we should be taking care of our body, taking care of our mind. Oh, even smoking cigarettes, you're destroying yourself. It leads to cancer, makes your teeth fall out. You know, I can't. I never was like really a big cigarette smoker before I got locked up, and you know, I had all kinds of access to tobacco when I was in there. I used tobacco for a while and stopped. Used drugs for a while I was at Sharps. I had staff members shooting up in front of me. Staff members who were supposed to be there, you know, trying to talk to me about, you know, staying away from drugs or influence me to not use. I had them shooting up in front of me, you know, taking me, you know, to drop off the laundry, and they would stop off in the bathroom, shoot a perk 30 in their arm, you know, and then break me off with a little bit of, with a half of one, you know, and then there ones bring me fentanyl patches, you know, Subox and Subutex. This is staff members, you know, I was doing all this, you know, bring me Xanax, beer, you know, sneaking cans of beer for me to drink. You know, all this was going on, like, it was in a rehab facility. Like, you know, I told you I have mental illness, you know. Well, my crime was like part of it was due to my drug addiction and mental illness. Well, they found me not guilty upon reason of mental illness, but at the time of the incident, I was actually tripping on mushrooms. It's like I was like totally out of my head during this crime that I had committed. It was aggravated robbery, but I went to a facility. I'm supposed to get help there, but the help I was supposed to be getting, they needed help themselves. And I'm not down on them, I'm not judging them. Like, I'm just like, man, like, there ain't no help in places like that. I did drugs and used tobacco while I was in those places and drank. Sometimes if staff didn't state me the alcohol or whatever, I'd make my own alcohol. I know how to make it. But but I did that for about the first 4 or 5 years that I was locked up. Well, it's been about the first 4 years I was locked up. I was drugging and everything. And then I decided, I wanted to get clean, I want to get clean, stay clean. Don't want to keep using, staff would still, so I went like 4 years without, 3.5, 4 years without using drugs. Staff like offer it to me. You want me to get you a Suboxone? I'll get you one if you want one. I love Suboxone. And Suboxone really helps me out. It helps me function. Like, it really does. Like, it helps a lot. Like, and it helps me from using other drugs. But, it gives me energy, makes me feel good, But, like, staff offer me Suboxone and Xanax. I'd be like, nah, I'm like really trying to do good. And at times I'd be like, yeah, I'll take it, and I'd like wait for him to bring it. And as I was waiting for him to bring it, I'd be like, man, I don't think I want that, going back and forth in my mind. Like, do I really want to do a Suboxone? Do I really want to do a Xanax? Like, it's been like 2 years now. I've been clean. Do I really want to do this? And then, so as I was thinking, while, they're taking their time to get it to me, I'd be like, they'd finally come to give it to me or whatever, and I'd be like, well, I've been doing some thinking. I'm really trying to stay clean, and, I'm trying to do the right thing, So, I just would tell them to forget it, and they'd be like, you sure? You sure? I got it, I'll give it to you right now if you want it. I'm like, yeah, I'm really wanting to stay clean. And these were places, Sharps, Mildred Bateman Hospital. These are all places in West Virginia. Highland Hospital in Clarksburg, West Virginia. Mildred Bateman was in Huntington. And you have Sharps Hospital in Weston. Things like things had started to die down a little bit because they started putting up cameras and stuff. But the help you were supposed to receive there wasn't there. They had patients get other patients, not me. They didn't mess with me, and there was actually a lot of the staff was actually scared of me. Like, and I didn't, I don't like for people to be scared of me, but I don't like people pushing me over or thinking they could bully me, And staff would, they would try to bully you, but you have to like stand up, And at time, like at the worst times, when I'm like close to getting out of those places, going to a halfway house or whatever, then they really push you, and you're like, man, and then you either man up, take a few more years or a few more months, extra months, whatever, an extra year, because they don't level you up. Like, you go through a level system, they never level you up right, So you either bite your tongue, swallow your pride, or you fight staff, or let them know that, I'm not the one. You come in my room right now, and I'll show you how my hands are. Like, just letting them know, one of the staff, he was a big time bully, and he would he would always mess with the weak patients, this forensic hospital, beat them, like punch them, bust their nose up, make their teeth, cause them to lose their teeth and everything. One day he came at me. It wasn't we didn't fight or anything, but I let him know, and word got back to me that he had never been as scared of anyone else that had ever come in that facility as much as he was afraid of me. I, I'd let him know, I've been through some serious things in the facilities and stuff, but the doctor was a big time bully. He got cancer, and he died fast. There's a story behind, that I believe why he got the cancer, because he was taking advantage of the patients, like abusing his authority. And I ain't gonna lie, I sat in my room, like the way this doctor was, his name was Dr. Miller. The way this doctor was, he was so bad that he caused me to go in my room and break down in tears and pray that disease come upon him and eat him from the inside out. And a week later, he was no longer able to work at the facility. And I seen him in the hall, and I was like, hey, Dr. Miller. I would say hello to him and stuff, but I really didn't like the way he was, and I didn't think that anybody deserved. Actually, I knew nobody that was getting the treatment that they was getting from him didn't deserve that kind of treatment. And he said, "Well, I'm not gonna be back," and he's like, I'm really sick. And when he told me he was really sick, it like hit me. I was like, man, like I felt God like hit me, like this is your prayer, this is what you asked for. And this guy, there's like so much to what this doctor was doing, and he was falsifying information even about me, and that's what got me to that point, like he was falsifying information about me, falsifying information about other patients, and that's what got me to that point. And a month after that, that doctor died. And I heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but the words that I heard was said on his hospital bed before he died was, "I don't deserve this." And when I heard that, I was just thinking about, you may not feel that you deserve that, but what about all of the other patients? Are human beings, not just patients. These were human beings that he was causing a lot of, heartache and, like pain, mental. He was mentally abusing these guys and girls, and he was a big time bully, but what about them? Did they deserve that? They deserve, for information to be falsified about them, to keep them away from their families for years and years, to keep them from seeing the light of day, to keep them, seeing the same thing day in and day out. I saw the same thing day in and day out for 8.5 years. For a year and a half that time, I stayed in a jail. I stayed on a pod in a jail for a year and a half straight, dealing with other inmates, And the only place that I got to go to see any kind of light or whatever was the rec yard, they call it, I guess, rec yard or whatever. And all you see is up, and the up is caged in. And, like, I don't think that I deserved what I got. 8.5 years, no freedom. Didn't see the inside of a house, didn't get to eat the food I wanted to eat. Had to fight, when ones would try me or, call me out a name or something, I had to fight. And I didn't lose a fight during the time that I was locked up. I don't know if there's really, considered, I don't know if you really consider, my uncle told me, there's really not a loser or a winner in a fight. But I tell you, I wasn't the one leaving the area bleeding, dripping blood up the wall, up the hall, or whatever. Like, I had to defend myself. That was something that I didn't want to do, but I had to. I gave people concussions, broken noses. Yeah, I fought and had to fight. Came close, people respected me while I was in jail for that year and a half. And it got to the point, they locked me down. There's this guy, he beat up this guy that was handicapped. And he snitched on one of my friends. One of my friends asked me to, handle it. I was like, all right, I got you, man. So I went back to the pod, and I was like, come in the cell with me or check off the pod. That's like the way we talk in there, lock down with me or check out. And he was like, I ain't going in the cell with you. And like, he's afraid that I was gonna, put those hands on him, which I was. And I was gonna hurt him too bad. I was just gonna, rough him up a little bit, and he actually waited till a CO came on the pod. Then he went out and he ratted me out, and another dude he ratted out. He ratted this guy out because this guy, this guy we were gonna jump him if he didn't go in the pod with me into the cell along with me. Like I was just gonna, we were gonna jump him and let him know that that's not how things go in here. You don't pick on the weak in here. Like there's a lot of people, we don't like sheep killing. Sheep killing is like picking on the weak, ones that are weaker than you. People that can't help themselves. So, but he waited for a CO to come on the pod, and then he went out and he was gone for like 5 hours. Then the CO comes back the COs come back 5 hours later and they're like, Redmond, pack your bags, you're going to the hole. I was like, man, he must have ratted us out. And then so we went they took us to the hole. We wasn't in there 10, 15 minutes. COs came back, I'm sorry guys, we made a mistake. The reason why they said they made a mistake was a riot was about to break out. Because people had so much respect for me in this jail. Like they was, they were going crazy on this pod to get me back on there. Nobody wants to be in a pod either, but nobody really wants to be in the hole, just locked down, nothing to do, just stuck in a room, But when I got back, I felt pretty good. I was like, man, it's strange. And they're all beating on the door, Redmond. It was kind of like a movie kind of moment. But I really don't take pride in the fights that I've been in, but I fought, and I gained respect through it, and I don't like putting fear, or I don't like having to put fear in people. Sometimes situations in this world you have to, and I did. Yeah, I'm not the greatest person, but I tried to do right by people. But while I'm doing right by people, I don't want them mistaking it for a weakness, you know what I mean? I don't think I'm weak. I've been through a lot, and I'm here now. I'm standing. Still standing. Even made it through suicidal moments. Tried taking my life, yeah, I did. But God had me here for a real reason. I got a daughter on the way. I believe that's my reason. I have a wife. I'm hoping that I can help her, stay away from all the wrong, because that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. I'm gonna stay trying to do the right thing. If you see me smoking weed again, because I could do it by the law. Additionally, I relapsed a few times, and then I got caught. Why? Since I've been on probation, I had to do a 60-day VOP, violation of probation. I had to do a 60-day for it. And doing that 60-day was like the worst. I've done a lot of time, but that 60 days was the worst. I've been in and out of the system since I was 13, 33 now. That 60 days was the worst, and I never want to do it again. So, like, if I ever go back to smoking, or, it's gonna be legal. Or if I'm doing a pain pill or whatever, it's prescribed. But I'm never gonna, I hope and pray, I want to say I never will be back at the place that I was when I was on crack cocaine, heroin. I want to say that I'll never be back to that. But honestly, you never know. As a recovering addict, you never know where you're gonna be from day to day. But when that day comes, you know where you're at. I know right now I'm sober. I'm not the happiest person. But like I said, I have a daughter on the way. I can't wait to look into her eyes for the first time, because it feels like I just have a feeling there's something that's gonna click in my heart, my mind. She's gonna give me the biggest high I'll ever be able to obtain. And I always want to be there for her. I don't want to be in a box 6 feet deep while she's growing up. I want to go there when she's all grown up and has kids. I want to be in the box. I want to be at an old age when she's, when I help her get to where she, doesn't need me anymore. And I hope to get there. And I really believe she's gonna make me happy. And I dreamed about her. I dreamed about her and her mother years before I met her mother. About 2 years before I met her mother, I dreamed about the both of them. And I dreamed that little girl changed my life for the best. And I'm really hoping and praying that that's what God was telling me. And I believe that it was. But just do y'all's best out there. Do y'all's best. And keep your head up. Because the road is hard. Like Pac said, never give up. I tried to give up, but something wouldn't let me. I told my brother one time when he was talking to me on the phone, he said, "Kent, don't give in. Don't give in." I said, "Brother," I said, "Max, Redmonds can't quit even when they wanna. We can't. We're not quitters. We're fighters. That's the truth. But I love all y'all. Even the ones that haven't met me face to face, I love y'all. And I hope that y'all get on the right path if you're on the wrong one, or stay on the right path and learn from my story. Because my story is a story full of troublesome times and full of places and things you don't want to go and you don't want to do, because it really mess you up bad. Once again, I love y'all. Y'all have a good day and good life.